Mayawati's BSP suffers yet another blow. 15 members switch sides and join the BJP. 23 opposition parties move India's top court to ensure voting machines are tamper-proof. The Supreme Court sends a notice to the Election Commission. Next hearing on the 25th. The BJP plans a massive campaign. Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah to hold more than 150 rallies across India ahead of the polls. The first list of candidates is expected on Saturday. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will challenge Narendra Modi on his home turf. The Congress General Secretary plans a boat ride from Prayagraj to Varanasi next week. Good evening and welcome to yet another edition of India Election Watch. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay, and in the next 30 minutes we'll talk about what's buzzing on India's electoral scene. No swings, no twists, clear analysis, simple news, questions that you want answered. Let's start with the top story. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will challenge Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his home turf in Banaras. No, she's not contesting against Modi, at least she's not declared so far, but the Congress's new General Secretary is going to Varanasi. And she has a unique campaign strategy, one that is expected to get eyeballs. On the 18th of March, Priyanka Gandhi will undertake a boat ride from Prayagraj to Banaras to kickstart the Congress campaign in Uttar Pradesh. The party's state unit has sought permission from the Election Commission for this. During a 3-day journey, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is expected to make stops at several locations and address the people there. And through this boat ride, she will try to highlight the Modi government's failure, especially focusing on the Clean Ganga project, the Namami Gange project. Party workers from the Congress have high hopes from this campaigner. Priyanka Gandhi was appointed in charge of Uttar Pradesh East in January this year. Less than a month left. The first vote will be cast on the 11th of April, and politicians are still deciding which party they belong to. They're busy switching sides. Just before the nominations are filed, this is the time to bargain. And defectors in Uttar Pradesh are striking gold. 15 prominent leaders of the BSP, the Bahujan Samaj Party, that is Mayawati's party, have joined the BJP. 11 of them had contested in the last state and general election. The most prominent name in this list is of Vijay Prakash Jaiswal. This is a man who took on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Varanasi, and that was in 2014. Jaiswal suffered a humiliating defeat. He won barely 5% of the vote, and 5 years on, he's joined Modi's party. As they say, if you can't beat them, join them. But he's not the only one. The list of defectors is long. In the last 30 days, as many as 28 leaders from different opposition parties have joined the BJP. Not sure if they're going to get votes, but it's good messaging for the Saffron Party. Let's break down these numbers for you. This is the IEW switch meter. Out of the 28 defections, 5 are from the Congress, 2 from the TMC, 1 from the NCP, 2 from the BJD, 3 from the Aam Aadmi Party, and 15 from the BSP. Of course, the BJP too has lost some members to these parties. We'll discuss them at a later point. For the moment, let's understand what the BJP plans to do with all these new members. Will these people be given tickets? Will they contest elections? Can they win elections? Not all of them. And yet their joining is important because these are political mind games. Large-scale defections demoralize party cadres. The message going out is that the BJP is on a stronger footing, and that's both for the supporters of the party and the voters. And of course, the BJP, we know, is already the world's largest party in terms of membership. A few more will not hurt. The old whipping boy of election season is back in focus. The electronic voting machine. 23 opposition parties, 6 national and 17 regional, have gone to India's top court. What do they want? They want the court to ensure that EVMs are tamper-proof. The parties want the following: stricter standards, safety norms, and VVPATs, voter verified paper audit trail machines, VVPAT. The opposition wants 50% of these machines to be verified in every constituency. Who are these petitioners? The Congress party, the Telugu Desam party, 2 communist parties, Aam Aadmi Party, the Trinamool Congress, the Samajwadi Party, the National Conference, the DMK, among others, 23 in all.
Supreme Court ordered VVPAT, that is a paper trail. Why? Because a chip-oriented EVM cannot be 100% relied upon. I am not saying so. It was a doubt expressed, and that's why Supreme Court ordered VVPATs.
जब चुनाव आयोग ने स्वयं सारे राजनीतिक दलों को नोटिस दे करके ईवीएम में कोई कमी है तो आकर के प्रूव करो या शिकायत करो या अपना पक्ष रखो, तब कोई गए नहीं है। सर्वोच्च न्यायालय गए हैं, माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में कोई भी जा सकता है, लेकिन मैं मानता हूं कि यह हार की संभावना के आधार पर जब हार जाएंगे तो उसके कारण के निवारण का अभी से प्रबंध कर रहे हैं।
So what did the court do? It has told the Election Commission to depute an officer to assist the court. The matter will be heard next on the 25th of March. Now, here's a fun bit in this case. The petition quoted a famous case from a BJP leader. The 2013 Subramaniam Swamy versus Election Commission of India case. 6 years back, the Supreme Court had said that paper trail is indispensable for the free and fair conduct of elections. So will that view change now? We'll know in 10 days' time. Meanwhile, the Congress is facing a tough question. It's an old relationship, on again, off again. Should they patch up now? We're talking about their relationship with the Aam Aadmi Party. Should the Congress join hands in Delhi again? The party leadership is at sea, so they're banking on the cadres to decide. Reports say that earlier this week, the Congress party sought the opinion of the workers through their app. It's an open secret now that the Congress is divided over the Aam Aadmi Party's proposal for an alliance. Rahul Gandhi has already said no to a tie-up.
कांग्रेस पार्टी के बूथ वर्कर से मैं कहना चाहता हूं, देखिए, आपके ऊपर है, यहां पे 60 की 60 सीटें कांग्रेस पार्टी को जीतनी है। आपके ऊपर है, बूथ पे आप कांग्रेस पार्टी की बात कीजिए, चौकीदार जी की बात कीजिए, आम आदमी की बात कीजिए और बताइए कि कांग्रेस पार्टी ही दिल्ली और हिंदुस्तान को बदल सकती है।
That's also the opinion of Delhi State Congress Chief Sheila Dikshit. Why are they wary? Let's look at the past. The Congress had supported Arvind Kejriwal after the 2013 Delhi elections. It was the Aam Aadmi Party's first election. The government did not last even 50 days. The flashpoint was the Jan Lokpal bill. No party backed it, so Arvind Kejriwal resigned. Fresh elections were conducted. The Aam Aadmi Party came back. They won 67 out of 70 seats in Delhi. Stupendous success in the Delhi Assembly, but no luck outside. In fact, even in Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party failed to open its Lok Sabha account. The BJP won all the 7 seats in 2014. And since then, Arvind Kejriwal has lost assembly elections in 2 more states, Punjab and Goa. He pitched himself as the alternative to the BJP and the Congress. His party contested 434 seats in 2014. They managed to win only 4. A rude reality check for Arvind Kejriwal. This time he's looking for allies. He wants to partner with the Congress to rake in all the anti-BJP votes in Delhi. The Congress isn't playing ball. Why is that? Because Arvind Kejriwal comes with a bag of controversies. He sold himself as a crusader. He ended up as a hit-and-run attacker. Remember what he said before becoming Chief Minister of Delhi, and I'm quoting, these are Arvind Kejriwal's words. I am a dengue mosquito. I will sting the BJP and the Congress, and they will be in trouble. That's Kejriwal's brand of politics, shoot and scoot. When his office was raided in 2015, he had called Prime Minister Narendra Modi, again his words, a coward and a psychopath. And Kejriwal is no friend of the media. In 2015, he had called for public trials against journalists. He said, and I'm quoting again, the media has accepted a contract to finish off the AAP. There can be public trial. In Delhi, we can fix 8 to 10 spots, ask people to gather, and then show clips from news channels, prove them false. This way, we can start a public trial. Needless to say, nobody took that seriously. Now let's talk money. Political advertising is a big issue. If there is one thing that politicians learned in 2014, it was the value of good ads. This time, the campaigns will be grander. So who is leading the space? The BJP, and that too by a huge margin. As of last month, more than 50% of ad spend on social media sites is by the BJP and its allies. The Congress and its allies are ranked third. We'll tell you who's second. The BJP spent a total of 2.37 crore rupees last month. The Biju Janata Dal, the National Congress Party, the Telugu Desam Party, the YSR Congress Party and the Shiv Sena together spent nearly 20 lakh rupees. The Congress spent a little over 10 lakh rupees, and this is only social media, and this is just the beginning. Social media spending is only 25% of political ad spend for any party. Facebook has only 30 crore users in India. The number of voters in India, by contrast, is 90 crores. That is more than 3 times of what Facebook can cover. Political parties have to reach out to these too. In 2014, the BJP spent 342 crore rupees on media advertisement. The Congress spent nearly 290 crores. Why does this matter? Because the last 3 Lok Sabha elections show that those who spend more win more votes. So should there be a limit? After all, candidates have a limit to spend. Why not parties? Why no threshold for political parties to spend? Won't it lead to a fair contest? These are legit questions because expenditure on publicity has risen by a whopping 641%. Digest that, 641%. The other thing is the impact. A political ad running on prime time in a high viewership show will have a huge impact. That's a no-brainer. Case in point is the Ab Ki Baar ad, which ran through IPL 2014. For the 50-odd days of IPL, which coincided with election season, this ad created a lasting impact. And now it's IPL season again. It's also election time, and companies like Star have raised their ad rates. In fact, Star has written to the BCCI asking for permission to run political ads during IPL. Here's what their media rights agreement says, though. The slotting of any political and or religious advertisement during transmission is not permitted. That is what Star agreed to with the BCCI while filing this contract. But Star is looking at the revenue potential. There is big money to be made. Even political parties are keen on the IPL. Again, the numbers explain why. Political parties get the maximum coverage on news channels, on shows like this one. But only 7% of TV viewers in India watch news channels. The other 93% must be reached. Events like the IPL draw big numbers, which explains why politicians vie for prime-time slots in sports, entertainment and movies. Look at the number of political ads in cinema halls. They're meant for a wide reach. So is this a free-for-all? Where do parties draw the line? What does the Election Commission of India say? For the moment, only this. They want to screen ads in advance. Well, something's better than nothing, they say. We've discussed how the Pulwama terror attack and the Balakot strikes will or will not impact this election. Turns out, we aren't the only ones discussing this. The Economist, the magazine, has now weighed in. The same Economist, remember, that advised Indians to not vote for Narendra Modi in 2014. The Economist ran a headline in its latest edition. The airstrikes in Balakot have changed the dynamics in favor of Modi. That's what the headline says. But the devil is in the detail, always. The Economist says the criticism of government over the airstrikes is justified, but such criticism will not appeal to the voter. Also, for the common man, Abhinandan Varthaman is a national hero. Yes, he is. The Economist scorns India's nationalism as jingoism. It's important to note the lines. It says the criticism over India's airstrikes as well as the claims of death count is justified, but it will not impact polls. Now, neither the government nor the Air Force have given any count. It was independent wire services and some politicians who gave a number and then debated the numbers. But going back to 2014 and the Economist's record, it famously asked India to not vote for Modi. 5 years on, it predicts that India will vote for Narendra Modi with sarcasm. Next on our list is the New York Times. It ran a headline 3 days ago, and the headline read this: in India's election season, a Kashmir blast interrupts Modi's slump. Here again, the paper says that Indians are rallying behind the Prime Minister because of the airstrikes. The article then discusses India's economy. It talks about unemployment and rural distress. It says that the Prime Minister was on the back foot ahead of these strikes. But it gives no statistics, no numbers, just a view and a few quotes. Again in 2014, this very paper, the New York Times, opposed the BJP and Narendra Modi. And we tried to look for the readership of both the New York Times and The Economist in India just to understand if these opinion pieces / reports, as they call them, impact voter preference. I'm afraid the numbers are not worth mentioning. It's time to go behind the scenes. What are the political parties cooking in their war rooms? Here is a lowdown. The BJP has dominated the national discourse after the Ballot attack. How is the Congress planning to counter that? After much deliberation, our sources tell us that the Congress has decided to not engage the BJP on Ballot. It makes sense. Instead, the Congress party plans to corner the BJP on core issues, what they call core issues, like job creation, agrarian distress and the safety of women. Very important issues. Over the course of the campaign, the grand old party will push these issues that secured them a victory in the last elections. Perhaps the biggest indication of this was Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's speech earlier this week. Sample this.
जो आपके सामने बड़ी-बड़ी बातें करते हैं, बड़े-बड़े वादे करते हैं, उनसे पूछिए जो 2 करोड़ रोजगार उन्होंने आपको जिनका उन्होंने आपको वचन दिया था, वो रोजगार कहाँ हैं? उनसे पूछिए कि जो 15 लाख आपके खाते में आने थे, वो 15 लाख कहाँ गए? जिन महिलाओं की सुरक्षा की बात करते थे, उन महिलाओं को किसने पूछा है इन 5 सालों में? सही सवाल करिए इस चुनाव में.
In this brief address, the newly appointed Congress General Secretary made no mention of Balakot airstrikes or even the Rafale deal. Perhaps it is only the Congress President who continues to stick to this issue. The Congress feels that they have lost the momentum after the victories in the last assembly elections. The party is looking to reconnect with the common man. On the other side, the BJP is expected to flash its performance on the national security front. But it will not feature as predominantly as it does now. What's buzzing on social media? Tom Vadakkan again. He jumped ship yesterday, but he's still making waves on social media. And somehow Rahul Gandhi is the one getting trolled. Not fair at all. Again, it might have something to do with the fact that Rahul Gandhi said Tom Vadakkan was not really a big leader of the Congress, and that was enough for Twitter. Some said that Gandhi was right because the Congress doesn't have any big leaders to start with, while others sounded alarm bells for Divya Spandana, who runs the party's social media and digital communications. And of course, there had to be a Tom and Jerry joke at Rahul Gandhi's expense. You have to see this. Rahul Gandhi also got a bit of online bashing because he shared an article which said that some 108 economists and social scientists did not think the government's data was credible. To be fair, it was not Rahul Gandhi who came up with this 108 figure, but then Twitter doesn't care. It's apparent from the tweets on your screen. But where there's Congress trolling, there has to be some BJP bashing too. The ruling party's website has been down for 11 days now, making it the perfect punching bag for this lot. Some wondering if the Prime Minister has to inaugurate it. Others, if former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru is spooking the site, and still others wondering where the website will come up. This is Know Your Candidate, a segment where we profile prominent politicians who are contesting the polls this year. You've heard their speeches, you've heard their promises. We get you their report card. What have they done to deserve another term? And today we profile the Congress President, Rahul Gandhi, the incumbent Member of Parliament from Amethi in Uttar Pradesh. He's 48 years old, young leader. This is his 3rd term in office. He's asking for a 4th one. If he wins, Rahul Gandhi will have been an MP from Amethi for 15 years. What's his attendance? 52% this Lok Sabha. That is 28% less than the national average of 80%. What's his participation like? In the last 5 years, Rahul Gandhi has participated in 14 debates in all. He asked no questions to any member of parliament. He introduced 0 bills in parliament. Let's tell you about his constituency too. Amethi votes on the 6th of May in the 5th phase of this election. The constituency was created in 1967. It represented the Congress for 44 years. And it has been represented by the Gandhis for 28 years. In other words, Amethi is a Congress stronghold. Rahul Gandhi contested first in 2004. His mother Sonia Gandhi transferred her seat from Amethi to neighbouring Revert. He did very well in the beginning. Rahul Gandhi got more than 65% of the vote in Amethi, both in 2004 and the 2009 election. But in 2014, his share shrunk. He got 47%. The biggest criticism against Rahul Gandhi is this. He has ignored his constituency, unlike his father Rajiv Gandhi and his uncle Sanjay Gandhi in the 1980s. They brought industry to Amethi. Public sector units like Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the HAL, the Steel Authority of India, and the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, BHEL. In other words, they brought jobs to Amethi. Rahul Gandhi has not, and so Amethi has slid. The five-star constituency is struggling for basics, lack of infrastructure, roads, public parks. They need all of this. The 2014 election also saw a land scam of sorts. A bicycle factory was to be set up, land was allotted, but later this land was transferred to a Rajiv Gandhi trust. In August 2018, another controversy cropped up. Reports said that the Congress was pressurizing banks in Amethi to give loans to the poor without verified documents. There are still reports, and in other newer reports, it is being said that Mr. Gandhi may contest from one more seat this time, most likely in Karnataka. You'll hear it here when and if that happens. FAQ, frequently asked question. Today's question is this: are electronic voting machines safe? And it's not a new question. It's a question India has been asking for 15 years. In courts, in press conferences, on TV debates, EVMs are the perpetual villains. And everyone targets them. From LK Advani to Rahul Gandhi, if they're questioning the EVM, you know they've lost or they're losing. So what's the solution? Should India revert to the paper ballot? That's a question we can answer definitively. The Chief Election Commissioner of India, Sunil Arora, has ruled that out. No going back to the paper ballot. But the opposition to the EVMs continues, and here's how it's played out over the years.
जो ईवीएम का सवाल उठ रहा है वो सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान में नहीं उठ रहा है, वो एक जेनेरिक सवाल है कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वोटिंग मशीन्स में यूनिवर्सली प्रॉब्लम्स हैं। और अगर देश की जनता ईवीएम में को देखकर अनकंफर्टेबल है तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल है और उस सवाल को एड्रेस करना होगा।
वोटिंग मशीन ने बीजेपी के सिवाय किसी दूसरी पार्टी के वोट को स्वीकार ही नहीं किया है, अधिकांश स्वीकार ही नहीं किया है, या फिर अन्य पार्टियों के वोट भी बीजेपी के ही खाते में चले गए।
जो मशीन है जिसे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वोटिंग मशीन कहते हैं, ये चोर मशीन है। ईमानदारी से ये चोर मशीन है और मैं इन सब लीडरों से गुजारिश करूंगा इस मशीन को खत्म करना चाहिए।
Now here's the thing. LK Advani questions the EVM in 2009 but endorses the BJP's sweeping win in 2014, the very next election. Rahul Gandhi says EVMs can be manipulated, and 5 days later, when his party wins 3 big states, he raises no doubts about EVMs. Basically, it's an argument of convenience. The EVM is like Caesar's wife. It must be beyond doubt. So when did India start using EVMs? 1982, in an assembly election in Kerala. Then, in 16 assembly seats in 1998 in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Delhi. And then the big decision, the 2004 Lok Sabha election. EVMs replaced ballot papers then. Now the question is, can EVMs be tampered with? A very difficult question. In most countries, the EVMs are networked. In India, they're not. We have standalone units, so you cannot influence a network. In most countries, the machines are produced by private companies. In India, a state-owned company produces EVMs. And that eliminates the role of private players. Each machine, each EVM has a unique number, and that number can be tracked. Its software cannot be edited. Every EVM can be programmed only once. So can an EVM be pre-programmed? Perhaps yes, but it won't really help. And I'll tell you why. Because the order of candidates how the candidates appear on each machine is decided at the very last moment. It's disclosed at the very last moment. So pre-programming a machine will not be of any use. And the second reason is that EVMs will go to different booths. Which EVM goes to which booth is something that is kept confidential. And yet the questions remain. What about the rest of the world, we ask then? How have EVMs fared outside India? Disputes have followed the electronic voting machine wherever it's gone. The first EVM was used in 1975 in the US. At last count, barely 24 countries use the EVMs, and that is only 1/5 of the 120 countries which conduct democratic elections in the world. Only 4 countries, only 4 across the world use the electronic voting machine nationwide: India, Brazil, Bhutan, and Venezuela. Why don't the others use it? Let's look at the track record again. The Netherlands used EVMs. Notice the stress on the past tense. They used EVMs for 17 years and then they discarded them in 2007. The reason? Their election committee said that EVMs were not reliable and secure. That's not all. The government also said that tech vendors had become part of the decision-making process. Germany also stopped using electronic voting machines, and the reason was similar. They said EVMs violated the public nature of elections. Ireland used EVMs for 2 years, then stopped. Their reason? Inadequate safeguards, absence of independent end-to-end testing, lack of policy guidelines, lack of technology to record the identity, location, and movement of EVMs. In the US, only 27 states use direct recording machines. So the verdict on EVMs is mixed. What's the alternative to EVMs in India? This. This is ballot stuffing. 98. This is not a polling booth. And now look at this video. This is election in India. Rampant booth capturing, rigging, stealing ballots from Bihar to Bengal, from Tamil Nadu to Maharashtra. Such incidents were common. Is this what we want to return to? Think about it. At a time when we are discussing the reliability of EVMs, we decided to dwell on the original tool to check election fraud. What could that be? Indelible ink. A lasting symbol of democracy and elections in India, something millennials flaunt on social media now. Let's tell you the story of the indelible ink. It's a great story, not only because India is a pioneer. An Indian company makes indelible ink that is used in 36 countries around the world. The company is Mysore Paints and Varnish Limited. It is owned by the state government of Karnataka. The history of indelible ink goes as far back as the history of elections in India. During the first election in 1952, Chief Election Commissioner Sukumar Sen suspected identity theft. And to prevent that, he asked for an ink that stays longer on the skin. The National Physical Laboratory, the NPL, was asked to come up with a formula, and the NPL devised a secret formula. It asked the Mysore Paints company to manufacture this. And now, more than 60 years on, the indelible ink of India has inked nearly 5 billion people. Developed countries do not use this ink. They have social security numbers to stop identity theft, but India needed it when it first held polls. India still needs it. How much indelible ink does India need? This should give you an estimate. A 5 million litre vial is sufficient for 300 voters. The ink needs to be kept away from sunlight. Vials are designed for this purpose. What about the money? In this election, 2019, India will be spending 33 crore rupees on ink alone. The ordered quantity is 26 lakh files. Now, each file holds 10 cc of ink. That's 260 lakh milliliters. Basically a lot of ink. Export sales for this ink have touched 156 crore rupees this year. That's the bit about the ink and the company. But do you know why the indelible ink is indelible? This is also interesting. The composition is patented, but we know that silver nitrate is used in this ink because it is soluble in water. It is inky blackish violet. When silver nitrate is put on the skin, it reacts with the salt on the skin and it forms silver chloride, which is not soluble in water. You cannot wash it off. Like the human nail, the stain will go away only when the skin cells die and new cells form, hence the indelibility. And before we wrap, I want to give out a correction. Yesterday, we were talking about whether wars win elections in India. One of the cases we mentioned was 1971, and we said after India's thumping win in the war against Pakistan, Indira Gandhi registered an electoral win. That was wrong. The election was held in March 1971. The war was held or happened in December of that year. And this is something that one of you has pointed out. So we want to thank you. We want to thank you for the feedback. Keep it coming. And thanks very much for watching. See you on Monday.